No Boundaries podcast is brought to you by Easter Custom Flooring, the flooring store for you and all your flooring needs. From materials to installation, they're the one-stop shop, going the extra mile for their customers, making sure customer service and professionalism stand out above the rest. Backed by well over 60 years of installer experience, give the pros a call today at 317-488-1151, located at 2804 North High School Road in Speedway, Indiana. I personally know these guys and I personally recommend them. Tell them No Boundaries sent you. No Boundaries podcast is also brought to you by All Seasons Restoration. If you're interested in receiving a free estimate on your roof, please call 866-GO-ROOFER and tell them No Boundaries sent you.
We here.
What's up, man?
No Boundaries podcast. Dustin, Laney, Jeff, Todd. What's good?
What's going on, man?
Nothing, bro. Another Monday.
Yeah.
What you been up to? You had a little busy weekend for you, huh?
Man, I did. I had a crazy one. I had a crazy weekend for sure.
Yeah, I didn't see you on the game. Barely text you. I was like, man, this motherfucker dead or some shit.
I ain't dead, but close. Man, I had a crazy one. Some things end up happening to where I go downtown and I just crossed paths with old Amiri King, man, and it was great. It was great. The dude is super humble, and the first night we kind of just hung out, and I didn't even know really what he was here for, and he ended up he ended up being out there, and I was like, man, so I called my stepbrother, and I'm like, dude, come with me here. He's like, dude, if he's around a bunch of people, I said, dude, if he's around a bunch of people, we'll just say what's up and then we'll go.
Right.
I mean, I was like, I get it. I'm not,
Right.
if the guy's trying to, do his thing and whatever, I don't want to be a bug to him either. But, he ended up just hanging out by himself. He was just chilling by himself. And we ended up hanging out at his hotel bar, and then we went on the town, dude. I mean, he's so fucking fun, dude. He's just a normal dude, but he's funny as fuck. Like, it was just
lucky you're not a rapist.
Oh, dude, that's not even a rapist. He'd probably enjoy that. I mean, he literally there was a point where he literally took all his jewelry off, put it on me, and walked away for 15 minutes. He said, and he comes back. I said, dude, don't be fucking testing me, dude. I'm not a piece of shit. He goes, I wasn't testing you. He goes, I just figured it was coming, so I try to give it away first. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So, and it was one of the things, man, where it was like you ran across your uncle you ain't seen in 5 years. Because as soon as I came in and shake his hand, he goes, God damn, ashtray, how many cigarettes you smoked before you came in here? And he smokes. I think he smokes a fucking menthol Pall Mall 100.
Of course he does.
Just straight gangster shit. Right. Old fucking, whatever. But, no, soon as we met, man, it was like it was a friend that I've always had. And, it was cool. And then, so we ended up chilling that night, whatever. And then he's like, hey man, I'm here for a meet and greet tomorrow. You and your wife come here and, hang out, whatever. And I was like, absolutely. So then we went out, and that's when, not only Amiri was there, but, Dusty Privette was there from, Donnie Baker.
Hold on, time out before you go any further. You went out Saturday night for Whit's birthday, right? Which we have to say happy birthday to Whit.
Yes, happy birthday, Whit. Yeah.
Now continue.
Well, I just assume everyone knew there was, whatever.
I got to look like a superhero in everybody's eyes. So, that's brownie points for Whit.
True.
So, boom.
But, he I met Dusty Privette from, he's the drummer for the Donnie Baker Pork Pistols, which is fucking sweet. He's also good friends with Donnie Baker. So I'm like, dude, that's tight. Super cool guy. That dude, and he's from here.
Right.
Super cool guy. I actually brung Ethan Forrest in there because, Amiri and all them guys, they love the police force and they support all that stuff, whatever. So I did that. He made Ethan, dude. He was like, dude, thank you. I said, what do you mean, dude? Right. Thank you. I'm just, it's not. He was like, no, man, seriously, I really appreciate that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, man, you're with me, bro. Like, you were one of the first ones when we started this. I said, so my time is your time. If I can get you there, you're there. There's not even a question, He actually he told me he was working up north, And I was like, dude, dang, I wish he could come down here. And then he goes, hey, are you guys still there? I was like, yeah. He goes, I got to go break up a big fight on Illinois and something. I was like, cool, dude, come through.
Right.
And, yeah, Amiri ended up sharing
I saw that. He shared
his lip sync video, yeah, which was super cool. You know, all them guys are cool. And then I met Brian Pickard. He is actually the owner of the Blue Line Farms that you guys see here on the screen. It's a CBD company. He should be calling here in a little bit to explain that, you know, whatever. But he's a super cool guy too. Secret Service. I mean, dude, he's a badass dude. You know, super cool too. Like he's one of them guys. You know, they're all from besides Dusty, they're all from Kentucky. So Brian and Amiri from Kentucky. So Emery's the same way as Brian. You know, Brian will sit there. I guarantee you, when he calls in here, he's going to tell some kind of story. Like, he called me earlier, and he was like, man, I was trying to make spaghetti, man, and I fucked it up, and then now we're eating chili. I mean, dude, he's fucking just telling stories, you know? Like, they always say, you know, people from the South and shit are like that. They'll fucking tell you about their grandma and all kind of, you know. I forget what comedian was saying that. It was actually a comedian just the other day, and I was just laughing in my head when I was talking to Brian on the phone earlier. Because he was doing that exact same thing. He's like, dude, like people from the South, they'll sit there and tell you about everything, you know. And it's, but all of them guys are cool. Hopefully, I get to go on the Donnie Baker, Amiri King cruise, October 25th to the 28th. You two. Yeah, that'd be fine. I know you kind of had some ground rules. We won't discuss those right now, but hopefully we can sort those out.
I already kicked that shit to the curb, bro. It's cool.
Yeah, okay, acting tough now. We'll see. But no, you know, it's one of them things, man. You know that those guys are super freaking cool, man, and I appreciate all the hospitality. I mean, them guys, you know, they found out about the podcast, and every one of them super supportive. Like I talked to Amiri about it Friday night, the podcast, and just us three. But you know, when it was his event, I didn't speak nothing of it. You know, it wasn't my time. That, you know, it was, there was people who came there, they paid to meet him, and that's what it was. Well, I was actually sitting there. We were at some Irish pub, dude. We went, dude.
McCormick's and Schmick's.
Well, that was just a steakhouse at the hotel.
Okay, I was gonna say you couldn't say that all fucking.
Dude, I know, and it was driving me nuts. But
I watched that live when you went live, and it was just like I can't say the second word. It's
yeah,
like, dude,
it was driving me. It was the most
Schmick's.
I know, but it was like the most like it felt so contradicting back to back. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, dude, I don't know, whatever. And so. Where was I at? Oh, dude, we were going everywhere. Whatever. We were at this Irish pub, and, you know, Emery's, you know, he's pointing at me and shit, and he's like, hey, man, come here. I'm like, what? And that's when I met Brian, and I was actually just hanging out with Dusty all night, and, you know, and it was pretty cool. He's a super laid-back dude, but he's like, man, tell me about the podcast. So they got some little things going on that we talked about. You know, I won't discuss that. I don't know what, you know, what they have discussed or even told anyone, so I won't speak on that, but some cool shit, man. Some cool shit coming, and I appreciate all them guys. Them dudes supported us instantly. You know, they was like, dude, you guys got 23,000, you know, damn, man, you know, blah, 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 you know, and I was like, yo, what, I mean, these are people, this got like millions of followers saying, you know, Emery, that's the first thing he said when I, you know, said I had a podcast. He said, it's 23,000 followers, you know how long it take me to get that? And I was like, what are you saying? You already have like times 50 of that.
Right.
You know, you have times 50 of that, but instant support, man. You know, instant support, and I think that's just that's who he is, man. That's
been the crazy thing about us doing this. I mean, we're almost coming up on a year. Can you believe that?
No, I can't. I don't even know crazy. What month we started.
June. It was June, yeah. But like,
you're all like, dude, we got to do an anniversary show.
I was absolutely you remember that. Can't remember the exact date. But I'm sure we can figure it out. But yeah, man, like the whole year that we've been doing this, man, it's just been nothing but love and support from everybody.
Yeah.
Which is fucking, it's amazing.
Yes, it absolutely is. Every person.
Right.
Like, I never heard anyone say, that's stupid.
Right.
Like, you guys are dumb and I hate that show. Mm-hmm. You know, and then even people who, you know, never heard of it, you know, and it just goes, you know, everybody loves a podcast, man, regardless if you like looking at it or if you like, you know, watching them, you know, listening, you know, whatever. Right. It's, they love them. Right. And we've proven that over and over with people that, you know, completely shocking us who's even, you know, you don't even know these people. Right. And like, dude, I love your podcast. You're like, dang, man.
Right.
It's a good thing to be in.
Right.
Like, everybody loves it.
Right. Well, that, and then I think the thing I love even more is seeing these other little podcasts popping up too.
Yeah.
Like all our friends that are around that are just like,
yeah,
I want to do a fucking podcast too. Well, great.
Well,
get on there.
Yeah,
talk.
yeah. It's like the podcast community, man, isn't like, it's not competitive. It's like we're not we're not trying to compete with each other. It's like, dude, sweet. I hope you do. Let me know.
Yeah.
And that's how them dudes were. They're like, yo, if we do, blah, 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 I can't. It's like, boom. I'm like, what?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was like, but it was just to show support in order for us to show support as well at the beginning of some situations that might come, at bay. And I'm like, wow, man, like that's like instant for us, you know what I mean? And then it's like, yo, I would be stupid not to, you know what I mean? And they all do things that I do support. They like the Blue Line Farms, CBD oil and stuff. Obviously, that stuff is amazing, like all that stuff. So, and Brian has a good line of stuff, good line of products, and he's a cool dude as well. It was kind of a shock to me.
Right.
When you see people, regardless if they're internet famous or if they're actually famous or whatever, it's like when I met Miles Turner and Victor Oladipo. You look at them like, yo, this dude's super famous and stuff, but they don't treat you like that. Most people, I've had sometimes, but you don't know what that person's going through mentally at that time when they're surrounded by 100 people that's yelling their name, and maybe their back hurts or their aunt is sick in the hospital, or you know what I mean? You don't know what that moment is. And when someone just opens up and is just like, that's what Amiri called me Saturday morning. He's like, hey, man, you guys are my blood brothers, man. I want to tell you that I ain't never let two people take me out on a town that I never met. You dudes are cool motherfucker. I was like, shit. And he was just calling to make sure I came that night. Like, he was just like, dude, make sure you guys come. Like, he could have literally just been like, okay, and act like he never knew us and, shit like that. And, I'm willing to, it might just be a comedian thing, dude, honestly. Comedians might just be fucking cool ass people like that. And they're just, I don't know. It was just crazy to me, and everybody wants to fucking say this and that, whatever. But you know what?
Well, I mean, comedy is the reason why I got into listening to podcasts in the first place. Mm-hmm. Seeing all these like how I hate music now is like the way everybody loves music is the way I love stand up.
Yeah,
I'll listen to stand up all day. I'll listen to podcasts all day just because, especially in a podcast, you get to find out who that person really is.
Absolutely,
and
over time,
just by listening to that conversation. I mean, when listening to Eddie Bravo and Joe Rogan inspired me to start training jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. Like, just listening to them talk about it, I'm like, fuck, I need to do that.
Yeah.
And then I signed a year-long contract paying $120 a month. I'm like, fuck, what did I do that for? I let Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo talk me into this shit.
Yeah, man.
But, it's like, that's the uniqueness of podcasting, is you get to really dive into these people that you never really get the chance to meet.
Yeah.
And like all those stand-up comedians, man, from that point, they're all supporting each other. Mm-hmm. They all do. I mean, aside from the couple like Carlos Mencia, like these dudes that are like in trouble for stealing comedy bits, they support everybody.
Yeah.
And then if you get shunned, it's a wrap, dude. Yeah. You can just hang it up.
Well, that's kind of like what Dusty was saying. He was like, man, I noticed something. He was like, I noticed that in the comedy world, it's very tight. It's very tight knit, and it's everybody knows everybody in that world. Like, period. It doesn't matter really the level you're on. They all show the respect to each other, and whatever. And I was just like, huh, that makes kind of sense. That's probably why these guys are super cool.
Well, it's the grind that it takes to get up there.
Yeah.
These guys literally listening to these comedians talk from like New York, they're driving and paying to get on stage.
Yeah.
And it's not just like one club.
Yeah.
They're going to 6 different clubs in a night just to do like a 15-minute set. Mm-hmm. And most of the time they're paying to do that set.
Yes.
And, just to try, like, to hope that there's somebody in the crowd that catches them that's like, fuck, we want to do a deal with you. Mm-hmm. Especially with like Netflix now, it's just like...
Dude, it's just... Even being a comedian in any form is so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like,
Yeah.
you're expected to just to be this
Be
hilarious
funny.
human.
Be funny right now.
forever.
Yeah.
Be funny. I don't
Yeah.
care. Oh, your dog died? Okay, tell me a joke.
Yeah, be funny. The thing I hear him say a lot is, "Hey man, check out this bit."
Yeah.
And it's like, Jesus Christ, like that would be so fucking annoying. It's about like people like, bro, you gotta try these wings here.
Yeah.
Like, try my wings. I know you had those wings. Try these ones all the time. I'm cool, bro.
Yeah, it's just
So no, it's kind of it's crazy how tight knit like those either podcasting community, the comedy community. It's all real tight, and they just want to support everybody.
yeah.
And it makes me ecstatic to be a part of it.
Yes.
Yeah, especially with the
Yes.
podcasting community. You know, we joined that group when we first started doing this, and literally, you just post a fucking question, and everybody's trying to help you.
Yep.
Immediately, you're going to get responses in that group, and that's crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and that's how we found out about Podbean or Blueberry, like all these different RSS feeds, just to try fucking mixers, like anything. Like, what program y'all using? Boom, we're using OBS, and it's 100 people telling you what they're using.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that's awesome to me. So, and then you got like iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio's getting into podcasting, and when that happens, bro, it's a wrap. Like, podcasts are going to be bigger than radio.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, dude, you gotta. Yeah.
You have,
Dude.
I mean, no
Dude,
censors.
there was when I was watching that Joe Rogan and Alex Jones live, dude, there
Yeah.
was like 190,000
Right.
people watching it live. I'm like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, jeez, like
That's
how
the
can
kind-
you
yeah.
even,
That's the kind of pool.
man, dude,
So-
for shit. And I'm just like, yikes, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's, and like how many people, like, or how many radio broadcasts have 100,000 people listening all at once? Yeah, like that's the thing I question. It's like, man, like these local guys, man, it just, you can tell that they want to say so much more, but they can't.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, man, if you could just have an unfiltered area to go talk your mind, like, dude, like I would much more enjoy your show.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
I know you're censoring yourself, and I know you're not saying the things you really want to say right now.
Yes. And I think that sometimes people don't like people for that because
Right.
they don't censor themselves. You have the people that love that, and then you have the people that are like, oh my God, he said pussy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Why'd
like,
you have to pop the P like that?
because, I mean, seriously, that's what I mean. That's just serious, you know. And it was just, I thought it was so funny when Amiri was on his way home Sunday. Obviously, you know, he was talking about some shit, and he's like, what did he say? Wait, I don't even remember what he said. He said something about like wet pussy, and he's like, I love when a woman says pussy. It just rolls off their tongue so good, and their lips, it's just pussy, you know. And it's just like normal, like your normal people who say things, you know. It's just, dude, he doesn't even just do it that way, dude. He talks gay like that too,
Yeah.
like literally.
Oh, yeah.
Like Whit was like, what was he talking about saying you guys were going back to his hotel room to have sex? I was like, he was saying me, my brother, and him were going to go to his hotel room and have sex.
With each other.
She's like, no, I heard bitches. I was like, no,
Yeah,
you just...
we were the bitches.
Yeah, he was like, you just wanted to hear bitches,
Right.
and he was talking gay, you know,
Right.
which is cool. He's not a homophobic, like, you know what I mean? And some people, it's just, you know, whatever.
Dave, I need to meet Whit's mom.
She
Sounds cool as
Yeah,
fuck.
she like bangs too short, not bangs literally, but she like bumps
Yeah.
too short and shit, so she's
Yeah.
like foul mouth,
Damn.
like pussy and shit.
Damn.
But you did not hear bitches. The live is still on there. He did not say we're taking bitches or nothing. He was saying we're going to. I'm pretty sure he was just like, we're going to go fuck my hotel room. So, like, literally, dude, just random shit
Yeah.
like that too. Like, and it was just funny as fuck, man. Like, it just, you know, and like you said, the comedy and the podcast and community. It's great. Like, it's like everyone always supports, and, you know, you don't even have, somebody's like, dude, I'm doing a podcast, you know. All right, cool, man, bet. Let's do
Right.
it. Let's go. And like I said, it was just insane.
Yeah.
When, like, instantly when I talked about it, Emery's like, we're going live. And he's like, Dustin Laney's week. Boom, right on his page. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, what's the podcast again, man? I'm like, what? Yo, I wasn't meaning it like that.
Right.
Like, dude, you know what I mean? I was just trying to talk to you, you know, but
Right.
fucking Nobody's podcast, maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck it.
Right.
You know, and I wasn't even really expecting him to put me on his page. Just like, you know, this live is on his page now. Like, I didn't expect them to do that for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just was like, dude, let's go live on my thing. Like,
Right.
I don't, you know what I mean? I don't really need you to whatever, but it's cool that you do and you are.
Right.
And now, you know, look, it's like little movements, man. And once you get deep enough into relationships and friendships with different people, man, that's what it's about.
Right.
And that's something I learned. Like, dude, I was sitting on my couch in my undies, and Emery King literally was just like, yo, I'm downtown. Who wants to fuck shit up? What are the chances that I just messaged him and was like, yo, I'm on my way? And he was like, come on.
Right.
And he's literally just by himself.
Right.
Just sitting there, fucking with everybody, dude. He's by himself, fucking with the bartenders, like everybody. It wasn't like I was with Michael Jackson.
Right.
But there was, when the people did know who it was, they were like, yo, what the fuck? You know, we're taking pictures and, you know, whatever. But, you know, we would fuck with people like, you know, oh, I'm a famous comedian or, you know, whatever. And they're like, really? He's like, nah, man, no. You know, I'm fucking piece of shit. We're fucking gay. We're here for the orgy or something. You know, just say stupid random shit like that. But he kept on, dude, we were at the bar and these fucking people that I don't judge nobody. I don't really care. But, dude, this is somebody I would not, like, take a drink after or, like, smoke a device after. And it was so weird. I mean, they probably had 4 teeth between the two of them. And they look over. I don't know if they knew who he was or not. And it was like, you want to hit this? And it was a fucking vape thing.
Right.
And he was like, fuck it. I'm like, no. I'm like, hey, dude, no. What the fuck do you know?
Right.
Like, dude, no, bro. No, do not hit that. First off, it's like rule number 1. You don't just fucking smoke something.
Right.
Number 2, dude, like just kind of assess your situation here.
Right.
Like just
Look around.
I'm not asking you to be prejudiced or judgy or nothing.
Right.
I'm just saying like I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm cool. So he does. Fucking. He was like, dude was like, that's 93% right there. And Emery's like, it's 100, bud. I tell you right now, because I don't even smoke. So, and he was just instantly. And then we're walking around. He asked 500 times where we were. I'm like, dude, you want to go back, bro? Like, I'm not, like, trying to get you out of your element. Like, you're all fucking weird.
Right.
He's, like, astonished by the monument and shit. He's like, what the fuck is that, man? I was like, dude, it's a fucking monument. I mean, like, literally, we're walking along the circle, and he asked it, like, 15 times. Like, it's the same monument, bro, as the, you know what I mean? But it was cool, man. Like, it was super dope. And, you know, he treated everybody like that. I think there was, like, probably 40 people that showed up, maybe 30, 40, and everyone got that treatment. There
That's
was
dope.
like because we had like there was like 2 big ass long tables and then like 4 or 5 booths, and he would just go every single one of them, sit down, talk, you know, whatever, let's do this, let's do that, who's all going. Obviously, when we was like, yo, this place is closing, we're about to go to a bar, some of them dropped off, and then we just mobbed to the bar, and then, you know, whatever.
That's fire.
Oh, here we go. We got us it's a phone call. Old Brian Pickard. Here we go. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Justin?
Nothing, man. I was just telling my co-host here the time we had Saturday night, man. That shit was fun as hell, man.
Man, that's an every weekend thing almost, it seems like anymore. Make an old man out of you real quick.
Yeah, I know. When you asked me earlier if I was coming to Cincinnati, I was like, man, don't tempt me, dude. That ain't too
Shit,
far.
I got 2 hours.
I wish Emery would have gave us like a week in between, like last weekend, skip this weekend,
Yeah.
and then that gives us time to hit a couple of AA meetings.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what was cool, we was down in, it's a shameless plug for a guy. His name was Jonas Kraft. He played for the Philadelphia Eagles or something. But he owns something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, we went to San Antonio, Texas, and D-Cut got us hooked up with him. And we go in one morning, and this guy hooks us up with an IV and pumps like caffeine and B12. They call it a pregame.
What the fuck?
I don't know. They ran an IV and put us in a massage chair. They didn't charge us for it, but they
Did you
kept,
feel
$150
like
a person.
a superhero?
You felt like you could see
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah, bro.
He
that
said
shit-
you
they-
could see sound.
Yeah, that shit's an IV. They have those
Yeah.
IV bars around where you just literally go get hooked up to an IV and they just load you with a bunch of fucking vitamins.
And you just feel
It
great.
was horrible. You couldn't get drunk. You couldn't. I mean, that
Yeah.
night you could just drink. you were so hydrated. You just felt like you just couldn't get drunk, and you woke up with no hangovers. So,
That's
it was
awesome.
pretty awesome. But Jonas Craft, it's called Diamond Crafts or Crafts Diamonds or something in San Antonio. But it was pretty cool. So did you have a good time though? That's the main thing.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I was out there. As you know, you weren't there yet. Maybe you came up just Saturday, but I was out there with him. I was with him out there Friday, and then he invited me Saturday, and that's
Smart.
I was fortunate enough
And you stayed for Saturday?
Yeah. I came out there and met you, and yeah. So
yeah, and so you got to meet little baby Jesus.
Yeah. I got to meet old Dusty, man. He's a cool ass dude.
That's the Privette. Yeah. That's little baby Jesus. We call him little baby Jesus.
Little baby, he is pretty
You
little.
didn't happen to see. The one thing about Dusty is, if you ever see him come out with his camera, I don't know if you saw on his Facebook page and Instagram the video he made of me.
I did. I shared it actually in the hotel room
you
when he
did,
was fucking with you, and you were trying to do like a little promotional video, and he's fucking got you all. He edited it all up. It was pretty funny.
Ironing a shirt. I was just ironing a shirt, and I look up and he's recording. I was like, "What are you doing?" And next thing you know, it's a 30-minute video, and I'm like, I didn't know he was going to take all of it. So he's crazy. Oh, you gotta love him. Dusty's a good dude.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Like, I just, all you guys are super. That's what I was just telling Jeff here. I was like, man, every one of these guys, like I wasn't even going to talk about my, the podcast or anything on Saturday because that was Emery's day, and he had a bunch of people he had to mingle with, and he was like, man, he called me that night about that shit, man. I mean, you got to talk about it and shit, and I was like, damn, dude, like, just to do that,
I shared it on his page.
Yeah, I seen that. I appreciate that.
I don't know where everybody's at, but
it's all right. Times are weird. Monday's a horrible thing, like a horrible day, man, because that's really the only day we can do it as of right now because of Jeff's work schedule. So we kind of just do it then. I need to find a better day. If this was like a Thursday or something, dude, it would probably be ridiculous.
Now, where's Jeff from?
Jeff's from here too, Indianapolis.
Man, you've got to make your way over to Cincinnati this weekend.
I know, I want to so bad.
It's going to be Indy times 3. Except see, we was at one bar.
I know,
and there was a fight. There was a fight right outside, and the police ended up locking up the guy that got jumped and the hell beat out of him. And we're standing outside talking to the police, and I told that police officer, I was like, "Yeah, dude, that guy you just locked up, he's the one that got his ass whipped." And the police officer was like, "Well, I guess he's 0 for 2.
Yeah, I remember you guys telling me that. It was like right before I got there. Like, it was like right before I got there. Like, yeah, I mean, dude, I'm telling you.
Police are cool, man.
Because what I want to do, man, is I want to get some footage of these meet and greets for Emery, man, and let you guys put them everywhere, man. Like, that was cool as hell. Like, what we did was cool as hell. Like, everyone was
shooting outside of our bar. Somebody got shot or
after that Irish pub after we left it. Somebody got. They said it was either outside, or I think I read in the news today or the paper that it was actually inside, and no one was actually hit. The people that went to the hospital were like trampled. I'm glad that wasn't a bar you was in, dude. You would have got all James Bond on us and shit.
Oh no, I'd have ran. I'd been like, I'm out of here. See y'all, bye.
You know what's fucked up is, weren't you the one that said right when we were in front of that bar before we went over to the Irish pub? You said, I feel like somebody's gonna get shot tonight.
Yeah, I did say that, but I figured it'd be one of us.
I know, but still, the fact that it was like that, we were in front of the bar that it happened at, and then we crossed the street. Like, you fucking jinxed it, dude. That's like a conspiracy theory or something, dude.
I left before Emery did.
I know. I was trying to tell you wait. I'm like, dude, hold on. We got to wait. He was like, fuck him, and just kept walking down the street. I'm like, damn, dude. We went to Steak and Shake, and you were just back in the hotel room. This shit was funny.
Yeah, I was like, it was 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So, and are they on Central Time or Eastern Time?
We are Eastern. I think. Okay, EST, Eastern Standard Time.
I would have stayed another hour. I thought you guys were on Central Time, so I thought it was actually 2 o'clock my time. So I could have stayed another hour then.
He was like, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Yeah, well, Emery's the one that usually does the old Irish goodbye.
Yeah. He did that to me Friday night. Yeah. We were going to the...
San Antonio, Texas. I mean, he ordered a huge meal and had a girl there with him and got her meal and went to the bathroom, and then everyone's like, "Where'd Amiri go? It's been like 45 minutes." I was like, "Oh, I guarantee he's back at the room." He just does an Irish goodbye. He just packs his shit up and goes home.
We were walking to my car. He's like, "Yeah, man, we were going to get something to eat or something." He's like, "Yeah, man, let's go. When we get into the parking garage, he's like, "Hold on, I gotta pee." I'm like, "Yeah, man, me too." And so I'm sitting here peeing by the car, and then all of a sudden my brother goes, "Amiri, I'll let you have shotgun, man. I ain't gonna make you sit in the back." And all of a sudden we turn around, he's just gone, dude. I go over, look at the elevators, like, bing. He's already at the bottom floor. I'm like, what the hell? That's why he called me the next morning. He's like, "Hey, man, I do that to everybody." "Yeah, singing my friends, man." He goes, "I do it to everybody."
Yeah. Oh yeah. We played hide and seek with him in San Antonio for about an hour and a half. If you ever seen that video yet, that's a masterpiece.
Well, why don't you plug the Blue Line Farms, man? I got that logo on there. I think it looks pretty good. I like that shit.
Yeah, so just a quick rundown. Here's the reason why we got started, man. Is we started this group about a year ago. Me, Amiri, and a guy named D-Cut, real cool dude. Look him up. He's from San Antonio, Texas. We started this group called the Royal Regiment, and you have to be accepted to be invited. I mean, you have to be accepted to be in it or invited to it. It's just not open. And what the regiment's about is, we help people with PTSD, military. We're very pro law enforcement, pro military, pro veteran, and our whole goal was to try to. I don't know if you're familiar with the number 22, but that's how many vets commit suicide a day.
Well, I didn't know that. Now I
from
know that.
PTSD. Yeah. So that's the number 22 is huge to us. And then in police, and as far as police work is more police officers commit suicide a year than are killed in the line of duty a year. So, and it's because of what they deal with, same way with the vets, what they deal with in the real world. While we have podcasts.
Yep.
So, CBD is an absolutely amazing product, and it helps with anxiety, PTSD, depression, sleep. There's so many things so many things. If you got a dog that's just constantly just barks or so anxious, man, the CBD biscuits just chills them out. Kids with seizures, there's something there. I mean,
there is. Yeah, absolutely.
It's literally endless. So, we started looking into some CBD, and so I thought, well, I'll just Google it because hell, Google knows everything. And so I Googled the top CBD companies, and I'm not going to say no names, but the first 10 that popped up, I bought the first 6 bottles that come off. That was the top 6 recommended bottles.
Uh-huh.
I bought 6 500 milligram bottles, and I got them here to my house. I thought, what? I'm not going to put anything in my body, but I don't know what it is, so I'm going to send it off for lab testing. So I've dealt with some other products that we deal with. I sent it to Botanicor, and they lab tested all 6 bottles. Uh-huh. 2 of them come back with no CBD in it at all, 0.00 CBD. The other 4 bottles were supposed to have been 500, and the highest one tested out to be, and I'd have to go in here and look at the lab results, but I think it was 384 or 386 milligrams. Way underdosed. So I was like, see, this is some bullshit. You got vets with severe PTSD that doesn't want to get on.
And that shit's not expensive or not cheap either. Right. The shit's expensive. I mean, it can get expensive.
Find it cheap, yeah. If you pay cheap for CBD, you're getting shit. I'm just telling you. So, long story short, so we can get on with it, is, people with severe PTSD and law enforcement and vets, they're counting on these people to be selling legit stuff, and they're not. So, long story short, we went to Colorado, me and a guy that I'm in the business with. We went to Colorado, and we sourced out a hemp farm. We made sure that they didn't use pesticides or herbicides. They actually import bugs to put on their hemp so they don't have to use fertilizer or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we make some requirements as far as when they're drying their hemp. We want tarps down so that just the little stuff that falls off while it's dry, and we want that stuff processed too.
Yeah.
So we contracted with them, and then we went and found us a kitchen or a processor that doesn't use chemicals to extract it. That's the cheap way to do it. And then if you ever have CBD that tastes bad, it's because they use the cheap way, and they're using chemicals, and you're tasting residual of the chemicals. So
yeah, basically cutting agents.
Supercriticals, right. We do the supercritical CO2 extraction, which is, it's a lot more expensive to get it done that way, but it's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went down to what our labels look like to make sure that the dropper has lines on it that shows your exact dosing. You didn't just have to guess. We just cut no corners. And we said we're going to produce a CBD that is second to none. Can't top it. You might be able to equal it, but you'll never be able to top it. And the only way you're going to equal it is if you do it the way we do it. And then we tried to be very competitive with the price and not to try to make $1 million, but to get the CBD out there where people can use it, people can benefit from it, not have to pay an arm and a leg, and we can survive.
Absolutely.
And that's what we've done. And we're slowly growing. Right now, we do okay, but we just come out with, we're getting ready to expand, get some more products in. We just come out with the CBD biscuits, the suckers. Some people are charging $19.99 for a 50 milligram sucker, and we do 3 of them for $24.
Yep.
And if you got a code, you're going to get 20% off that. So
Hell
really,
yeah.
$19.99, you get 3 suckers instead of 1.
Yep.
And ours definitely has 50 milligrams in it for sure. We were so strict on our contracts that we signed for people doing. If they made a batch of CBD oil and it's supposed to be 1,500 milligrams, and it comes back $14.99, they can sell it to somebody else and reprocess. They owe us money. So in turn, our 500 comes out to be like 680. They overshot it. They wanted to make sure they didn't lose a bunch of money.
Yep.
Because it's going to be done right, or we're not going to do it at all.
Yep. Absolutely.
And so far, we've had 0 negative reviews, all 5-star. And I want to end it by saying you guys suck and this is stupid because you said no one's ever said it before, and I was going to be the first.
Well, I'm just glad you're listening to pay attention to that point. What is the code for the discount, Stephanie Giarez said?
So you can go to Blue Line Farms, that's PHARMS, BlueLineFarms.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put in the code KING20, KING20, you'll take 20% off your total order.
King
20. We don't inflate shipping. What shipping is what it is. If you order right now, in 10 minutes you'll have a tracking number. We don't drag our feet because when people need it, they need it.
I tell you what, I do like the look of all of it too. I've seen some of the bottles and stuff. I was looking on your Facebook page.
And that's why we went with the blue and green colors.
Yeah,
the
it looks
blue line
good.
For the blue line for law enforcement, the green for the military.
Yep.
That's the market we want to hit.
Yep.
And it's just amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff.
Yeah, it looks good, man. You guys did the branding properly, and you went the whole 9 yards. You didn't cut no corners. You can tell. I mean, you can tell when you look at something, man. Like even your business cards. So
yeah,
maybe
we
I'll
cut
have to
no
get
corners.
some of your T-shirts sent up here to me, man. We can wear them, sometimes,
Yeah.
or whatever. I meant to ask you if you had any. I seen you handing them out, but I forgot to I forgot to ask. There was so much shit going on, man. Plus we were all drinking and shit. So
Yeah. I'll get you some T-shirts.
Yeah,
Shoot me your
man.
address. I'll be glad to shoot you some T-shirts.
hopefully we can
stickers,
come down to
some cards,
Cincinnati. Jeff, you
whatnot.
work
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. If you guys come to
I'm at
Cincinnati,
work all
I'll-
weekend. I don't have a weekend off until the following week.
Discount code the pennant Dustin so people can come. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do that. So hold on before you go, Brian. I'm let me go here real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type in the website and the discount code, and I'm gonna pin it to the comment section, so that way even when we're not live, people come back and watch it. They can see that. So we're
And
gonna
stay tuned for some big things outside of the CBD line. Like we was talking to you, me and Amiri and a couple other guys. that people are very familiar with are looking at a podcast, and hopefully we can partner with you guys. And,
Absolutely.
we just ricochet off each other and
No
You see where
Boundaries
it goes.
podcast
Whoa.
is brought to you by Eastern
is going on
Custom
here?
Flooring, the flooring store
What
for
the
you and
world
all your
is going
flooring
on?
needs. From materials to installation,
Did
they're
I go to the
one-stop
wrong
shop,
one? I went to the
going
wrong
the
damn
extra
one.
mile for their customers.
I'm on the wrong. I'm on the wrong thing.
yeah, it's BLUELINEPHARMS.
Okay. BlueLineFarms.com. BlueLineFarms.com. There we go. It's not letting me pin that comment. Oh, there we go.
Did it come up
Pin
that
comment.
time?
Yep. I have no idea why what is happening with my ads running again here, but I got it pinned. The website's on there. My ads just randomly started running, but it's all good. Sponsors help out with that. So, but yeah, no.
That's right.
King 20 is the King 20 is the code. King 20
That's it.
for 20% off.
20% off.
20% off.
Let
Cool.
me, and I'm checking. I want to make sure that that's 20% off. So it might be off only the tinctures, but we carry both. And I was on a podcast. I think it was last week, and the gentleman that's running the podcast, where they take it, and they were talking about how much it's helped them with this tinnitus or something, or the ringing in his ear. He no longer has it. He was taking Zoloft. He's no longer taking Zoloft. But they had a guy come in that was he probably wasn't a doctor, but he had a lab coat on. He was wearing the uniform of a doctor. I'll say that. and they actually piss test him. We sell both the full spectrum. The full spectrum, just so everybody knows, contains THC. So if you're worried about a drug test, then don't take the full spectrums, because you will fail it. And it's
'Cause there's
proven
traces.
twice. There's trace amounts, and we push the limit on ours. The limit is 0.03, and ours is 0.28. So we really push the limit on it. So because we want to make sure you're getting everything, but still stay legal.
Yeah.
And you will fail. And if someone says they're full spectrum, you won't fail a piss test, then they're probably not selling real full spectrum. So you will fail. They both of them failed it, and a lady from the regiment that I believe was at the meet and greet this weekend, she failed it as well.
Yeah, I've heard of people failing it before.
Yeah, full spectrum, you will fail. It does contain THC. Our isolate does contain 0 THC. I will guarantee you will not fail a piss test by taking our isolate. It contains absolutely no THC.
Well, hopefully here soon we won't have to worry about none of this. So
Right, exactly. Right.
So
And I'm pro, and I think it should be legal. It's amazing what cannabinoids do.
Yes, absolutely.
And when it gets to the legal marijuana, the psychoactive feeling that you get from marijuana has no health benefits whatsoever.
yeah.
But that's what sells it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all the
So
other stuff that it does for
You're
you.
going to get no psychoactive. You could drink a whole bottle of our 1,000 milligram full spectrum, and you're not going to sit down and eat and throat fuck a whole sleeve of Oreos. It's not like real. It's not like real pot.
Yeah.
You'll be completely fine. So.
Cool, man.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys, and it was awesome meeting you. And I hope to see you in Cincinnati. I hope to be
Man.
talking to you soon if we can get this other deal worked out. Me and him,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
other people.
you just let me know, man. You got my number. You call me anytime you need help with anything, anything getting up and running, started, whatever, if you're going to start a new page with it, let me know. I'll help you guys admin, run it, and because that's something we're really interested in, man, because I think that's going to be something cool. And I think networking is one of the best ways to become, especially with podcasting. I mean, or really with anything. But,
That's where everything's going to podcasting.
Yeah. I mean,
nobody meets face to face anymore. I've got a 17-year-old daughter, and she lives in another town, and I'll pick her up and pick up one of her friends, And you're coming home, and they're in the back seat, and they're both texting. I'm like, who in the hell are y'all texting? And they're like, each other. I'm like, you're sitting right next to each other. Why text each other? Look at each other and talk.
Yeah,
people just don't communicate anymore.
Yeah, they don't. And
it's ridiculous. But I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm stalling is all I'm doing. But I'm creating a new discount code.
okay.
And it's going to be called King 25. Entire order discount value 25%. And I'll let this one run. What is the date? Monday or Tuesday? Today's Monday.
Yeah, today's
Till Friday.
Okay. So 25% off till Friday.
Now and Friday, they'll get 25% off if they use the code King 25.
Okay.
And that's Friday until 11:30 p.m. So
Hell
let's do that.
Hell yeah.
Let's do that. So starting matter of save discount, it's done. So you use the code King25, you'll get 25% off between now and Friday.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah.
So I hope a whole bunch of people don't order because we will be taking a loss at 25% off. But hey, this whole thing, it's like I told my partner. I said, he's like, well, man, you keep giving all these discount codes out. We're not going to make no money. I said, it's not. Sometimes it's not about making money.
Yeah, sometimes
We both got jobs. We're both, he's retired from 2 jobs. I'm getting ready to retire. I have other income. I would love to see that 22 number be 12, which is still too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it helps somebody, so what if it costs us a little money?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
worth
sometimes brand awareness
what
is
it's all
more
about.
important than money. When
Right,
somebody
right.
knows a brand is quality and it's good, and the people behind it are solid people who support.
That first purchase doesn't matter. It's about that 10th and that 11th
Right.
purchase.
Yeah.
Look down the road, and maybe you make some money down there. But people's talking about the FDA. FDA doesn't regulate it. So the problem is, you guys could piss in a bottle, go buy you some bottles for 80 cents, piss in a bottle, slap a label on it, call it CBD oil, sell it for $8 a bottle. People think they're buying CBD oil for $8 a bottle. You get rich.
Yeah.
I want the FDA to regulate it. We want the FDA to regulate it so bad because about 80 to 85% of these companies that are out there will fall off the face of the earth.
Yep.
And then we'll be there shining.
Yep. And everything will be all clean.
I want them to regulate it.
Yeah.
I want them to test it. I want people to buy ours and test it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So anyway, I'll let you guys go. And real quick on your podcast there, the game that you have in the middle showing, that's not the Tennessee-Kentucky game, was it?
No, that's a Pacer game. That's just a Pacers playoff game. Yeah.
What you a UK fan?
I'm a huge UK fan.
Oh, so you didn't like that?
UK
You didn't like that spanking that the Vols gave you the other weekend, huh?
No, but we spanked them a couple weeks ago, but we had Travis Reed out. So, hey, Tennessee hasn't lost in 2 years home.
Crazy,
Let's see how we do in the SEC tournament.
right? Oh, it's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, so
You
I
got-
thought you had the Tennessee. I saw it for a second. I was like, oh, tell me they don't have a Tennessee home crowd.
No, he just loves Tennessee Titans, though. He loves the Titans.
No, I'm a Titans fan, but
I do like the Titans.
I don't. I'll be real. I just can't stand the look of John Calipari's face. So I lost all the respect for Kentucky a couple years back when they signed him.
Yeah, he's done amazing things.
He has.
He's like, I don't give a fuck about his face.
Or Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville used to talk a lot. Louisville fans used to talk a lot of shit about Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
They've been through some hell these last few years. It's amazing the Louisville fans that have just disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know where unless they beat somebody really good.
Right.
They come out of the woodwork.
Absolutely. That's how it always goes.
They're
with
like little
Louisville.
moles that pop their heads out when I talk shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's absolutely crazy. College basketball's gonna be fun, man. We got like what, a week left.
John's a horrible coach. He's a horrible coach,
He's a great recruiter.
but he's a great recruiter.
Yeah, when you have all that money to expense.
If we could, as bad as I hate Rick Pitino, I can't stand Rick Pitino, but Rick Pitino is a hell of a coach.
He's coaching
coach
overseas.
Yeah, and I heard he was, what's it, like LSU or some?
He won a title.
somebody-
He won a title over in Europe just a couple weeks ago.
Did he really?
Yeah,
He's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, he's a great coach. I can't believe that anybody would want to sign him after all the shit with Adidas and all that happened.
Oh, right, yeah.
But you know,
if you could take his coaching ability and John Calipari's recruiting ability, you would come up with a Coach K.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's what turned me off with Coach K. I know I get into sports. You will never get me off the phone. But you start getting me into Kansas and Duke, as much hell as they gave Calipari about the one and done, bullshit, you shouldn't do that, it's ruining basketball. And then what do they do now?
Right. They turn them out.
Exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what hypocrites. Just
Right.
because you couldn't get them doesn't make it wrong. Now they can get them. Now they're like, well, it's not that bad. It's pretty good.
Right. Yeah, no,
But
No, I don't really care for Duke either. I mean, Coach K's great, but when you go get 3 top 5 picks, I kind of can't support it.
yeah, and that's what Kentucky's done all the time. And because Coach K and they were all against it. Just gave Calipari hell, and down they're doing it, and it's making it a little tougher for Kentucky to get some good recruits. And then it gets down to coaching, and he just don't have the same. He's not on the same level as coaching as a lot of these other D1 schools are, but he can recruit.
Yep, he's a hell of a recruiter.
Yeah, I hate Duke. I hate Indiana.
See, I'm a Hoosier fan, so I can't talk a whole lot because they're pretty miserable this year. But wasting away Romeo Langford's one good year we got with him.
North Carolina, all the top schools. That's Kentucky hates everybody. If you ain't Kentucky, they just don't like you.
Right.
We don't like schools in our own state, Eastern, Western, Louisville. We don't even support our own. Just you're either Kentucky or you're nothing.
You NBA fan at all, or no?
No. I followed Anthony Davis a little while, but when you start making that much money to play sports, and when the coaches have no control over a team, and the players control the team, I just lose interest in it.
I can see that. That's why you gotta like teams like the Indiana Pacers, because the players don't take over the team.
I saw the Pacers play last year, Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Detroit for a couple nights, and we went to a game. They're fast. I like the fast pace of them.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
I can't sit down and watch them. I can't watch hockey. Hockey has to be the boringest sport there ever was.
I say that's baseball.
Hockey or soccer.
Soccer and baseball for me is the worst.
Baseball, baseball's so boring. It's like watching flies fuck. So boring.
Never seen flies fuck before, but I could imagine that's probably boring.
Oh yeah, it's worse than watching paint dry. But if you go to a baseball game, man, it's a blast. It's an absolute blast.
Yeah, it can be. I've never been to a Major League Baseball game. All I know is we got the little Indianapolis Indians, whatever, the little minor league team here. It's just, I've been to a few of them. It's just kind of like it's Major League would probably be a little better, but minor league is boring. Baseball, minor league baseball is boring.
I think that's why I don't like hockey and soccer. Anything that can end in a tie or 1-0 and you win is boring.
Yeah, soccer for sure. Like soccer is one of the, obviously it's like one of the biggest sports in the world, but It's like, dude, all you guys do is run back and forth for an hour, and it's like, 1-0, you're the champion.
See, I can get down with soccer if it's like a huge game. Like if it's just like a regular game, I don't care. But if it's like a championship game, I don't mind watching. But like you said,
I watch kickball.
Fuck, they made a professional kickball league. I'd go out for that. Damn. I love me some kickball.
Or dodgeball.
Yeah.
Or dodgeball.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you put soccer in like a court the size of a basketball, a half court of a basketball, now that would be fun. People be getting drilled with the ball all the time. That would be fun. The only reason why you watch hockey is for the fights. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. That's
you
literally
go
the
to
only thing.
a hockey game, there's no fights. You wasted 2 hours of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I'm going to jump off here and let you guys get back.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Appreciate you, man.
You guys are awesome. And I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank
Cool,
you,
man.
Be safe.
All right, brother.
Later. So yeah, that was Brian Pickard from somebody's from me from Blue Line Farms. So we got the code King25. What do you make it? 25% off until
25%
Friday.
off till Friday.
BlueLineFarms.com. Link set right there. Jason Barker says soccer is popular because you don't have to spend a fortune or be 6'8" to play. True, but you gotta be fast as fuck.
And the stamina, I mean,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Jeez.
And like I said, man, if it's a huge game, like a championship game, I'll watch. But in like the anticipation of that one goal scored,
No.
it's fucking crazy,
I hate
dude.
it.
I mean,
I
like
hate it.
imagine.
It's like a constant butthole.
Yeah,
pucker.
bro.
I hate it.
And then when it finally happens, it's like, holy shit.
No, because like what happened, why I hate it is because like if I'm watching for a second, I'm like, all right, yeah, I like this team.
Right.
I have no idea who the fuck it is,
Right.
but I'm like, I want this team to win. And then like down there, like, oh shit, yeah. And then someone on the other team goes, and the ball's all the way at the other end after they just fought for like 7 minutes
Right.
to get past half field.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, dude. That's why FIFA's so fucking hard to play, man. It's one of those games. It takes so
Yeah,
long
it
to
hurts
get
your
down there.
fingers and shit.
Yeah,
dude. You're
dude.
like,
And then when you finally score that goal in FIFA, you're like, holy shit, I actually did it.
Yeah.
Like, that's soccer in a whole. But, man, you didn't watch it because you were busy fucking partying all weekend. That UFC card
yeah, I
was
did.
fucking insane.
What night was that?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Mhm.
Yeah, they had when we was at the event, they had the Pace game on,
Yeah.
which we fucking lost to the Atlanta Magic. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, lost to the Magic, man. Terrence Ross is just playing on a whole nother level.
So who fought? John Jones did, right? And he got another win. Who was
Yeah,
another one?
fought Anthony Smith. That was a 5-round decision of just John Jones mauling another guy for 25 minutes, dude. It was
Can he
absolutely.
lose? Has he lost?
He's lost one time, but as a disqualification because he used a downward elbow. But he has not lost since. I mean, as much as I can't stand him. I fucking hate him. We talked about it a little bit last week about the whole stealing Rashad Evans thing, and then the hitting the lady, the pregnant lady, breaking her arm in the accident, and then leaving the accident, coming back and getting his money and alleged drugs out of the car, and then running again. Like, I lost all respect for the guy. When he got signed by Nike, he was like, I'm not the guy that's going to go get in a bunch of trouble, or party with a bunch of girls. 2 weeks later, he was pulled over in his Benz with 2 hookers. Like, they probably weren't hookers, but they weren't his wife. Like,
He said they were.
They
were.
they weren't his
But
wife.
maybe they was his sisters.
Whatever. Don't like that dude. But
Dude,
man,
yeah.
it's insane to see him
Exactly,
just
Reggie.
obliterate guys. Yeah, he's gonna end up going down as the greatest. If he can stay out of fucking trouble, he will be the greatest fighter of all time. But yeah, no, there was dislocated his shoulder doing the worm. Yeah, the dude that fucking celebrated doing the worm dislocated his shoulder after the fight.
What an idiot.
Yeah, right. I watched
How
that.
stupid could you be?
It was Uzma versus Tyron Woodley. Oh man, and Woodley is just like this monster, man, and like nobody has been able to really touch him on his level. And that kid came in there and just fucking gave him the work. It was insane. So I had to go back and watch some of the fights just because it was so late Saturday night. Mm-hmm. I went and I watched them Sunday morning rather, and it was crazy to watch that John Jones fight. And I can't remember the other one I had to rewatch the Robbie Lawler and Ben Askren fight again. Ben Askren's a dude that he was over at Bellator at one point in time. I think he was in 1FC, but he, back when GSP was the champion of a welterweight division, would constantly be calling GSP out, and they're not even the same like fighting promotion. And the dude, he's a lay and pray guy. He takes you down and he fucking rides you for 3 to 5 rounds, whatever the fight is, and it's just not very entertaining. But they had this huge like 30-second little spat. Askren goes for a takedown. Lawler ends up fighting the takedown, picking up and slamming him on his head. Dude's all fuzzy, and Robbie Lawler goes to fucking work, just pounding at his fucking head, dude. I thought for sure the ref was going to call it. He survives it. They get back up. They go up against the cage. Ben Askren locks in a bulldog choke across the chin. It wasn't under his neck, so he wasn't actually choking him. He was just putting a lot of pressure on his jaw. Mm-hmm. Robbie Lawler's arm comes from the side and then just falls limp. And it looks like he's out. Like the first just initial fall, it looks like he's unconscious. He wasn't. Herb Dean goes up to grab his hand, and he waves his hand off, and Herb Dean calls the fight and says it's over. Immediately, he stands up and is like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you call that, bro? Like, I'm still going. And he's like, I'm sorry, man. He's like, you were out. Like, I don't know, man. That was also another one of those things that that I kind of stepped away from the UFC for, because bullshit judging, bullshit refereeing. And Herb Dean's one of the greatest refs of all time in the MMA world. Like,
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Everybody's going to make a mistake. It's a snap judgment, especially when you get that. But, man, it's just not very it's not the way you want to see a fight like that go down, because that first, I think it was like a 2 or 3 minute fight. That first 3 minutes was fucking awesome. I want to see the rest of that fight. And Robbie Lawler's like, yeah, I'll run that back. I'd be more than happy to. Ben Askren's like, nah, we're not. I don't want to fight him. I want to fight the winner of this other fight. I think it's because Askren knew he was going to get his ass beat the second time. But, that's the fight game. It was great. Like, it was a great card. It was been a while since they've been able to put one together like that. Jimmy from Bolton, UK, what's good, bro?
What's up, man?
Pacers.
Yeah, they're.
It was a rough loss to the Magic. They had a really good chance there at the end, and pull up three just took it out of the stretch. Man, me and the old lady were going wild at home because just the final minute of that game was so back and forth. Like, Wesley gets this huge steal off the inbounds. Like, it's like, holy shit, we're like down 4 now. Like, we got a chance to win this. And then I think it was Terrence Ross pull up 3, and it was a wrap. Similar to what happened with the Mavericks the other night when Luka pulled up that 3 to put the game out of hand.
Yeah.
So they went. They lost the Pistons too. So last week they went 3-1, which is that's rough, man.
We're still in third though, because
still in third. The Celtics lost, and I think Philly ended up losing to the Warriors too, thankfully. But
Yeah.
they have to put a string of games together and secure that 3 seed, because it's gonna be hard if we drop to the 4 or 5. Man, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
I don't feel as confident with that matchup, whether it's Boston or Philly. I don't feel confident in the first round with that matchup.
I don't think we'll drop. I don't think. I think. I think that's.
Well, we got the Bulls here tomorrow night, and then Thursday we go to Milwaukee, and then on Sunday we go to Philadelphia.
Well, do we have any idea when Sabonis is coming back?
I haven't heard anything yet.
We got to get him back out there. I mean,
missing him. 2 days ago, Domantas takes the next steps returning to the Pacers after an ankle injury. So he's supposed to, and then it just released, he's going to remain out for Tuesday's game. So hopefully they can get him back before that Milwaukee game on Thursday, and then turn around Sunday. And you got the Sixers, man. We need to win those 2 games.
Yeah.
Need to. Or at least it'd be nice to win 2 out of the next 3.
Yeah.
At least. Let's go 2-1 this week. I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. So, but the Bulls, man, I know they don't have the record to show, and they've not been that great all year. They've been playing really well lately.
And for some reason I think we've beat them, but they're tough.
Yeah.
When we play them for some reason. I don't know why, but
they want to play us tough, and they don't slow down. They don't back up. Even though they're not that great of a team, they really came on late this year. So, man, we just got to pick up 2 wins. Got to.
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely. I agree with that. I think we get Sabonis back and stuff and back on track. I think we'll be okay. I think we just hit a little rough patch, and I said, I said, does everyone see the significance of Sabonis coming off the bench?
Mm-hmm. Or then, like when we lost Miles, like the significance of Miles being on his presence.
Exactly.
I think Miles ended up finishing with like 2 or 3 points the other night, but it's not that shit that matters. It's the 4 blocks he had.
People know he's number 1 in the league for blocks. Mm-hmm. People know, like, I'm not trying to be on a Facebook meme.
Yeah, he ended up getting Sports Center top 10 the other day because that fucking nasty ass dunk he threw down against the Magic, dude. I was hyped. I couldn't believe it. Just fucking went right through him, just hacking.
Yeah, that's just funny.
So hopefully they can turn it on, man. I'm hoping to catch one of these games this week. Probably Thursday.
Let's hope.
See what happens.
Let's hope. So,
well, you got anything else, man?
No, man. I think we're good. Shout out to everybody. Easter Custom Flooring. All Seasons Restoration, and obviously Blue Line Farms. You know, and everybody that's supporting us, man.
Right.
You know, we appreciate everything, you know, and it's went to another level where
Right.
some guys who know some guys support us, and that feels great. And they're not hesitating to help us grow.
Right.
I mean, you know, when someone talks to you, you know, it's kind of different when you're the creator of this situation, and someone that you kind of look up to or even know, or, you know, you're like, dang, man, you know, and they love your shit and they want to help you grow, and they want to help your cause. It's crazy, you know, it's
Right.
crazy. And yeah, so shout out all them guys: Dusty, Privette, Emery King, Brian Pickard, man. Like, appreciate you guys, appreciate everybody. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Man, we might have to. I want to try to figure out maybe me and Jeff can do these twice a week.
Right.
I wanna do that. It's just hard sometimes for him with his work schedule, but maybe if we do 2 a week, maybe the second one's only 30, 40 minutes. Maybe
Right.
it's not a whole hour. Maybe Monday is a whole hour. Because I really feel like, you know, with these numbers that we're doing, which is great, but, you know, I feel like if this was a Thursday, and, you know, because Brian posted on Emery's page, there would be hundreds of people in here. But it's all good. It don't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not about the numbers. It's about who's watching, who's entertained, who likes it, who supports it. I don't care if it's 4, 1, or 4 million.
Right. So make sure you go to the Podbean, download the little Podbean app, man. You can get all the audio only, every audio only podcast. Make sure you hit the follow button. You hit the follow button, it'll download automatically. Like the minute that it gets posted, you get a notification, and then it downloads to your phone.
Boom.
And it won't. I believe you can set it to where it only downloads the new ones, so you don't have like all this shit just stuffing up your phone of just me and Dustin talking all the time. But
Unless you want that.
Unless
And
you
you're-
want that, by all
and you're-
means.
unless you're into me and Jeff stuffing you all the time, then we're fine.
all
with
up
that.
in your ear
You
hole.
can do guests on Thursdays. Yeah, I mean, you know, some people like Brian, or, you know, whatever, can call in whenever. You know, anybody could call in whenever. You know, if there's a discussion we're having and you guys want to, you know, whatever. Me and Jeff we kind of just wanted to focus on me and him doing a quality show instead of having actual people on here. Like Emery was like, man, I'll come on your podcast. I said, dude, you don't need to do that, dude. You can
Right.
call in. I'm not going to, you know, you're not going to drive so far, you know, or
Come
whatever.
sit in the garage.
Yeah, dude. Like, you know, he's like, what, man? I can't sit in the ground. I'm like, yeah, but it's just easier, dude. You
Right.
can call in, laying on your couch, bro.
Right.
Like, I don't, you know, it's all good.
Right.
You have a distinct voice. Everybody's going to know it's you, you know.
Right. Well, yeah, appreciate all the love. Thank you again. Podbean, Facebook, Instagram, No Boundaries Podcast. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace. Appreciate it.